Usually I talk about kind of things including hardware, like the good old Steam Deck that I made a video about not that while ago. Please don't go watch that one, the mic quality is bad and it's might harm your ears, I'm being serious. And here I am again, talking about the new Steam machine. To be honest, I'm not even thinking of buying the Steam machine or the new Steam controller or even the VR because why would I? I'm broke. And even if I was able to afford one of those, I'm sure it will be just the controller. That's how broke I am and it's sad. Now talking about Valve, they made the Steam Deck a couple years ago and it was good. The only complaint the users had is that it didn't come with Windows pre-installed, and for some users that was a big no-no. Valve had nothing to do with Windows because they know it sucks, so people had to do things themselves. So they installed Windows 11 and realized that their gaming experience wasn't that great. So they switched back to SteamOS. If you did such a thing with your Steam Deck back in the days, let me tell you that you're not smarter than Valve. They made the Steam Deck and they know it works better with the SteamOS. The decision they took about not considering Windows and using Linux instead wasn't random. Now forget about the Steam Deck, the SteamOS and all of that. What about the Steam machine? Well, we still don't have it just yet, but based on what we currently have on the official Steam and Valve websites, it's pretty promising. To be honest, I like how it looks and I'm sure it's the same size as the GameCube, if not bigger. It's pretty compact and it can fit everywhere. But it's in the kitchen and people think it's a small coffee machine. Or a small stove? Okay, that's interesting. Put it in the living room next to your TV and it will be mistaken for a TV speaker. I'm not saying it's ugly, but the design is so cubey, like it came out of Minecraft. Okay, jokes aside, it's so simple and beautiful. The only thing I would consider a downside is the RGB that doesn't exist, by the way. Valve wanted to save some money on that, so they added a single line of RGB somewhere in the bottom, as you can see, and it's going to be customized however you want. So if you're obsessed with having RGB everywhere, I'm really sorry, this one isn't for you. You know, I will personally use the Steam machine as both a PC and a screen stand because my super expensive gaming plus chair is not adjustable and I can't make the thing go lower. So if I could use the Steam machine somehow as a screen stand, it will definitely raise my monitor just a bit. Yeah, it's really useful. Like, I'm sure Valve will never expect that thing to be used that way, but let me tell you, if you buy 100% of something, use 100% of it. Not a single cent going waste. Now moving to the inside of the GameCube 2025 edition, it comes with AMD things, CPU and GPU. For the CPU, it comes with the AMD Zen 4, 6 cores and 12 threads, unlike the original GameCube. And for the GPUs, it comes with the AMD RDNA 3, 28 compute units, with 8 gigs of VRAM, that they say it can handle up to 4K 60 FPS. If you have just a bit of knowledge about PCs and consoles in general, you know in fact this thing will barely run games with 4K 60 FPS. It would be able to handle some titles, yes, but not all of them. Also another thing, Valve, please, if you want your Steam machine to compete with other consoles, you should know that the 28 compute units that you offer can't even stand a chance next to the PS5 Pro, for example, that has 60 of those, or the Xbox One X that has 40. Those aren't just numbers. Remember, there is a performance boost right there. And talking about the memory, it comes with 16 gigs of DDR5. I have some bad news and some good news. The bad news is that the 16 gigs is soldered to the motherboard and you can't upgrade it unless you take the thing apart and risk breaking it. Just upgrade the RAM from 16 to 32, which Valve could easily have made upgradable. And honestly, it was going to be a really cool concept to have a console/PC that has upgradable RAM, but I guess not today. The good news is that it comes pre-installed with Arch Linux, or as they call it, SteamOS, so no need to worry about the memory whatsoever, because unlike Windows, Linux does a great job with optimizing your machine, more specifically on the memory side of things. And for gaming, 16 gigs generally can do just fine, for now at least. Now what about storage? Oh, that's my favorite part right there. Now remember when Apple made the move to solder the storage to the motherboard and everyone was really disappointed, right? Valve did the exact same thing with the Steam machine. You either can get the 500 gigs or the 2 terabytes version. In paper, it's not bad at all, but considering the fact that the smallest game out there in 2025 is at least 50 gigs, 2 terabytes, wouldn't be enough. Unless you want to use SD cards, because the Steam machine has an SD card slot, just in case you ever wanted some more storage. But keep in mind that if you're considering SD cards, then you might have to back up and get ready to take a trip back in time. Like, remember how slow mechanical hard drives were? Well, SD cards aren't that fast either. So loading times in games that aren't optimized for that kind of storage will be significantly slow. The reason they did that is the Steam Deck. It has an SD card reader, so the new GameCube must have that as well. So you can easily take your SD card from here and put it in there. I think I had enough making the same machine look bad. Now, what can change my opinion about this new machine is the price. Because if it's gonna be around $600, then most of the things I just said would make no sense, and I might cry myself to sleep because how embarrassing that would feel. But if it's more than 600 bucks, we're talking like 700, 800, or 1,000 bucks, then I think I would have to make more content every single day where I get super mad at Valve and hate on them for no specific reason. Like, I'm not even gonna buy that thing, but hey. Like, Valve, come on, do you think my dad is Jeff Bezos? Make the thing affordable so everyone can buy your new GameCube and still have some money left for food. Alright, enough criticism and let's be for real. When the Steam Deck was released, it changed gaming forever and even inspired other companies to bring handhelds back into the markets. And on the other side, advertised Linux, which is really good. And for the first time, people actually discovered that they could game on Linux. I really hope that the Steam Machine release end up with a success and not fail like the previous Alienware Steam Machine, whatever it's called, because that one was a failure. Really. This was just my opinion about this Steam Machine, and yours could be different. So that's why we have the comment section. So leave a comment and tell me about your opinion. This was it, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.